We are here, Sweden, a very fun hockey team to watch, and we're going to be unpacking them right here on the Leafs Line podcast. I'm your host, Mario Russo. If you do not already know, that's Jared Rotenberg, and that's Adamo Romoli. While you're here, you're at the Leafs Line podcast. You're at a great place for hockey right now. You can find a lot of different things, a lot of things on the Toronto Maple Leafs. If that is your team, if you're the Montreal Canadiens, I'm not going to say leave, but you might want to get the hint. And if you're a fan of NHL news as well, this is the place as well. And you can see on your screen that beautiful DSN crown. Well, you can't click on it, but you know what you can do? And we've done this a couple times. Just type DSN, Dynasty Sports Network, in your web browser. It'll bring you to a terrific page where you can find some terrific content from all walks of sport life. And definitely worth checking out. We would mean the world to us, and we would appreciate you guys doing so. But we're here right now. You're looking for Sweden, and we're going to give it to you right now. Sweden, man, what more can we say? They're always a terrific team. They're always there. They're always in the hunt. So much talent. And one thing I do want to focus on off the hop, the goaltending has always been immaculate for Sweden. They don't got that this year anymore, so we say heading in. Again, things can change with the guy between the pipes. But Jared, can you tell me a little bit about the guy between the pipes and what's changing with the situation in goal? Again, I believe it was Wallstead that was between the pipes for Sweden. That guy was stellar. He ain't there anymore. It's a new guy, new era for Sweden hockey. Will it be the right call? Is he the right call? And can you just take me through the process within that light?
To be honest, I don't currently have who has taken over the net. So that is something I'm going to do a quick Google on. But in general, I think they're going to take a big step back because of the loss of Jesper Wallstead. I think that is going to be a massive loss for them this year, simply because he was such a top prospect, a highly touted goalie who was previously drafted in, I believe, the first round to the Minnesota Wild. And the fact that they're without that guy now this year, I think they could find themselves with some major trouble in net. And last year, in the case of both myself and Adamo Romoli, Wallstead being in net was the big part of the reason why both of us predicted Sweden to walk away with the gold medal. And I just don't think that's the case this year. I think goaltending, yes, it isn't necessarily a make or break for a lot of teams, especially teams with the top talent in the tournament, but it definitely is a factor that without having a top goaltender, it could end up leading to you falling apart in some key moments of this tournament. And for that reason, I'm not going to spoil my prediction, but I do think they'll go far, but I don't think they're going to ultimately walk away with the trophy, given the fact, or the medal, that rather, just given the fact that they don't have that top, highly touted first round prospect in their net. So I do think they're going to struggle mightily in terms of their goaltending. My computer's having a little bit of trouble loading their current roster.
So I got it if you want.
Damo, take over in terms of their goaltending.
So from what I've read, their likely starter is a guy named Carl Lindbom. He is playing in the Allsvenskan, which is the Swedish minor league. If anyone doesn't know, that's like the AHL equivalent to the Swedish Elite League. 21 games. He is 15-6 with 4 shutouts, a .936 save percentage, and a 1.78 goals against average. I know how to pronounce this. The Djurgårdens. I don't know.
That's a good attempt.
Yeah, it's my best try. He's actually teammates with some of these guys on the roster. Liam Ogren, Noah Ostlund, Jonathan Lekermiaki. So they're a stacked team, and so obviously that's going to attribute to the record being what it is. But like you said, it's not Jesper Wallstead. Jesper Wallstead is putting those numbers up in the best league in Sweden. That's the starter. I didn't really have anywhere to go with.
No, for sure. And that's the big storyline around Sweden right now is, you kind of know everything's guaranteed, so to speak. Nothing's ever guaranteed, but there's some surefire results. You're going to get the production on the offensive side. The defense has always been locked down. The goaltending was always something that you had in the back pocket. You could trust Wallstead to get the job done. The new era is very interesting, and the guy is putting up stats in Sweden. It's going to be really cool to see if he can get it done on the international level and bring his side to a podium as well. But again, Sweden's not just goaltending and defense. There's forwards. There's other players that contribute to the success of this team. Jared, I'll go back to you. Which players specifically can help contribute to some of the big success that this team has, where it's getting over that hurdle, where it's getting over and getting into the medal round, at the end of the day, taking home the international's top medal, the gold medal. So what are some players that are going to contribute on that regard?
Well, for starters, I am eventually going to get into the NHL drafted guys, but the first player I want to start off by highlighting is Leo Carlsson, who is currently a top prospect for the 2023 NHL draft. Of course, behind the guys we already know who we've talked about and we will get into when talking about Canada. But regardless, he's currently ranked right now by Bob McKenzie 5th overall heading into the NHL draft. By Craig Button, he's ranked 3rd, and by Sportsnet Scouting, he's ranked 2nd. So the fact that this is a very much a top prospect who's getting his name into kind of the realm of your Connor Bedard's, your Adam Fantillis, your Matvey Michkovs. This is a guy who's right there in and around those names. So the fact that he's on this squad, he's a center who's also able to play on the wing, a big, tall, 6'3" guy. The fact that they have this guy on their roster who is currently tearing it up with Orebro HK of the SHL. Once again, it's a men's league, and he has about 15 points in 25 games. So he's having some good numbers in a men's league as a young 17-year-old kid. So the fact that they have this guy to their name on their lineup is a huge factor for them. And this is a kid I'm very excited to watch. But as well, they have a ton of first-round potential, first-round prospects to their name. And I think that's going to help Sweden very much be a dominant team who I don't necessarily predict to be crazy in this tournament, but I still think they, at least on paper, are one of the top teams. And another guy to highlight, Jonathan Lekkerimäki is just an offensive dynamo. He was drafted 15th overall in the first round of the 2022 NHL draft to the Vancouver Canucks. And he's a winger who just could absolutely snipe it. Currently playing again on that Drury Gardens IF team, where he isn't doing great, only with 5 points in 20 games. But once again, being that young kid, a 17 or 18-year-old kid playing in a men's league, I think it's excusable in the fact that he's had such high-level talent that resulted in him ultimately being drafted by the Vancouver Canucks in the first round as a very skilled player with a phenomenal shot. I think that just screams that this is a very skilled Swedish team with a lot of guys throughout their lineup. I'll let Adam will get into some other guys, but this team has skill all throughout their lineup. And I mean, I was even proven wrong. I was kind of questioning their goaltending without Jesper Wallstedt, but I mean, their goalie who's taking over the net seems to actually have some good stats, something that I didn't even know about, something that I wasn't aware about. So maybe they will do a little bit better than I expected. I'm kind of having my mind changed as I go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's hopeful for a lot of Sweden fans and a lot of hockey fans tuning into the World Juniors. The first impression that this team's going to bring, I'm sure it's going to be a forceful one at that. I don't know who they're facing off. I believe it's, I want to say Czechia, or I don't know. They're facing off against one of those bottom feeding teams to open up the tournament. And I think we're going to see a lot of skill put on display in that opening game, a lot of firepower. Adama, do you want to mention on any other aspects of these guys, like some firepower guys that we could see make impact in this tournament?
Yes, very much so, actually. There's this guy on Sweden. His name is Fabian Lysell. He was drafted in the first round, 21st overall, by, of course, the Boston Bruins. And I remember in that draft, there was a guy I wanted the Leafs to get, and it was the goalie. It was either Wallstedt or Fabian Lysell. Fabian Lysell is, that year, in my opinion, he was like a top, like, 8-ish talent. And he fell all the way to 21. I remember like cheering, okay, he keeps falling, and then Dubas went and traded back. But anyways, Fabian Lysell, phenomenal player. He is currently playing in the AHL with the Providence Bruins, where he's about a point a game in the AHL, which is really, really good. Especially considering scoring in the AHL isn't super high. He's like a phenomenal skater. He's one of the best skaters I've seen in a prospect. He's textbook. He's perfect. He got great edges, super creative guy, great passer, can score too. Another thing about him, elite two-way skill. He's great defensively. Maybe it's a hot take. It's probably my hottest take of the World Juniors, but this guy, Fabian Lysell, has the potential to challenge for that player of the tournament.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, every time he does it, is he going to get you really more upset that the Leafs didn't take him?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a given. You getting upset with the Leafs. Well, if you're new to the show, don't worry. I'll catch you.
Our brand.
That's our brand. It's more so his brand. He loves getting upset over the Leafs. Don't bring out number 16 on the Toronto Maple Leafs with him. It's a tough conversation to have. Anyways, I digress. But Sweden, A lot of skill, like you mentioned, a lot of skill in goal, a lot of skill in the defense. It's going to be a really fun team to watch if you're looking for production, if you're looking for goals, and if you're looking for some top-notch results. Sweden's going to be one of those leading front runners for it. But prediction-wise, are they going to be a leading front runner in this tournament? Don, I'll start with you. Work my way to Jared. Where do you got these guys finishing?
Surely this is a year they get something. I have them finishing third.
Third. All right, Jared, what about you?
I have them being beaten by Finland in the bronze medal game and walking away with a big load of nothing.
All right. So, I mean, listen, I think you guys both had them first, winning the gold medal last year. So, predictions for Sweden aren't always accurate on this show, but hey, we'll see if these predictions do change as we make our way into the World Juniors. That does it for us here on Sweden. We're going to make our way to, I guess, maybe the show we've been all waiting for. That team right there, as you can see, Canada, baby. We're getting into them in just a little bit, but this is Sweden. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, you're on the Leafs Line podcast. I'm Mario Russo, Don Romoli, and Jared Rotenberg signing off. And we'll catch you on our last episode of the World Juniors preview. Again, if you stuck around for this long, we really appreciate you supporting us. Check out the Leafs Line podcast. If you would like to hit that subscribe button, it would do us a lot of good. Maybe you would like this video too. That'd be awesome as well. And Dynasty Sports Network. Mm-hmm. That too. It just takes a couple seconds. A couple seconds of your day, a couple minutes if you want to watch some content.
And it's free. Everything's free. Just do it. Just click subscribe. It doesn't pay.
Why not?
You don't have to pay for it.
No, why not?
Why? What are you losing? You have nothing to lose. Like
Literally
many of these teams in this World Junior Championship, nothing to lose. But yeah, we'll get into a team that has a lot to lose in just a little bit. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll get into Canada next.